matter what you do, always make sure you take care of the ones who take care of you.
Alright y'all, so today we're going to do something a little bit differently. I'm going to give y'all a story time about the time I found out I was pregnant. By my sneaky link. So I met this dude. I think I talked about this on my Truth or Dare, but I didn't really go into depth about the whole situation, but I did mention this. But anyway, so I met this dude in like 2018. My friend was with this dude chilling, his friend, and then me and him met. So that's how we ended up meeting, like through mutual friends. Like we was third wheeling, if that makes sense. So after that, he was like so quiet like the whole time we was in the car and stuff. Like the dude was just so quiet, wasn't talking. Y'all might hear my door this morning, but yeah, he was just so quiet, wasn't talking. So that made me like wonder who he was because he wasn't talking. So yeah, after we split up from the dudes or whatever, I'm like, damn, I wonder who this dude is. Like, who is he? Like, I didn't know who he was, and he was just so quiet. He didn't even give me a chance to really figure him out. So I'm like, I gotta figure out who this is. Like, that's just me. I'm a Virgo. Like, I'm really like, I gotta figure out shit. So I ended up finding him on Instagram and following him on Instagram. He followed me back, and then from that point on, you know how it is on Instagram where y'all just be like sending googly eyes and shit back and forth. So that's what it was. So by this point, okay, hold on before I go on. So I used to follow his girlfriend too. Like I used to follow her, and I used to like send her googly eyes. She would send me googly eyes and shit like that. Like she was cool. I never had an issue with her, but I didn't know that was her nigga until I like wanted it. Like damn. So honestly, y'all, that wasn't my friend. Like I never hung with her. I didn't know who she was. She wasn't my friend. Like I said, we just followed each other on Instagram. Used to send little like, yo, very cute, da, da, da. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, I want this nigga. Not even her nigga. Like I want him. Like I want this dude. So at that point, I didn't care. I'm like, okay, that's not my friend. I don't care. Like it is what it is. Judge your mama hoe. So I'm like, okay, shit, that's not my friend. So me and him ended up linking up. It took forever to link with him too. Like he real paranoid, so he would just always like give me the runaround or like always make up an excuse. Like I gotta take my son some diapers. Da, da, da. So I used to be like, okay, like all right, cool. That made me want him even more though, because he just won't like what's the word? He just wasn't like. It took a while for it to get there. So I'm like, damn, like this nigga weird. Like I gotta see what's up with him. So ended up linking up. The first night he was eating coochie out. Yes, he was eating coochie first night. Like that's when I knew like, oh yeah, he's a nasty nigga. Like he's a nasty ass dude eating coochie on the first night. So from that point on, it was just history. Like I remember I ended up okay, so story time. I got ADHD, y'all, so I might tell a story time within a story time. But I had a phone back then, an iPhone, a purple one. And me and my homegirl ended up getting into it. She cut my phone off, so I ended up selling the phone. Hood rat shit. I ended up selling the phone to him. And yeah, so basically he had a phone that was in my name. So like one day the girlfriend had wrote me and was like, why when I call his phone your name popping up like on the caller ID? I was like, oh shit, like you're a dummy nigga. Like how you didn't turn it off or change it or something. Like dude, so dumb. Because a female, we would have had our shit straight. Like I would have changed the caller ID. I would have turned that bitch to all private if I had to. But anyway, so yeah, so that was like me and her first that was our first little interaction with each other. It was that me and her got into it from that point on. So from that point on, she knew like I was like fucking her niggas. So it was like smoke from that point on. But I don't think she knew it was like, I don't know. So me and him stopped messing around in like June 2020. I don't know if the nigga got locked up. I don't know what happened, but he just disappeared. Like he just got low. So I didn't know where he went or whatever. So then September came around, because I got pregnant in September. September 2020 came around and he popped back up. And I was happy like to hear from him. I was happy to see him because I didn't know where the fuck this nigga went. I didn't know if he was alive. I didn't know if he was dead. I had wrote one of his homeboys and everything like, yo, what's up, da da da. His homeboy wasn't telling me shit, so I'm like, fuck it, like, oh well. So he ended up popping back up. We ended up linking back up, and that's when I got pregnant. Like literally, when we linked back up after not seeing each other for a couple months, I literally got pregnant, like in the car, in the backseat. TMI. But yeah, that's how my daughter was conceived. So I get pregnant. I find out I'm pregnant like October 6th. So I found out I was pregnant really early. Like I was only like 6 weeks pregnant when I found out, which is super early. Most people don't find out until they're like 4 or 5 months. So I was 6 weeks, got my first little ultrasound. She was a little bean. She was a little, like a little pea. And I sent it to him. Like, okay, so when I found out, this is how I found out I was pregnant. I went to the doctor for a UTI. Like, I literally went to the doctor for a UTI and ended up, wait, let me make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, I ended up going to the doctor for a UTI and ended up, the doctor told me, like, you don't have no yeast, you don't have no BV, you don't have no UTI, but you are pregnant. I was like, huh? I came in here for that. I didn't come in here for this. Like, I was hoping more so for the UTI than that, but she ended up calling me. And when she called me, my mom was the only person around. So my mama was the first person that knew like I was pregnant because she was right there when they called. And when she called, I'm like, you sure it's me? Like, okay. Whew. Like, that was a really like overwhelming feeling. So I ended up writing him or whatever, texting him or writing him and was like, you know, I'm pregnant. I got at this point though, I didn't know how many weeks I was because I still had to go to the OBGYN. You know how I go, like the doctors can't really tell you that. They could just tell you if you're pregnant and then you set up with like a OB or whatever. So at that point I didn't know how many weeks I was. Told him for him to have a girlfriend, I was expecting him to be like, yeah, you need to get an abortion, we need to handle that, we need to, you know, take care of that. But he was not like that. He did the complete opposite. It was like one day we was riding in the car and he just like started rubbing my belly or whatever. So I was like, okay, I guess, you know, like I guess we're a family. Like, I don't know, you know, you're a dumb little girl. So then I ended up getting my first ultrasound and I sent it to him and I forgot what he said. I forgot what the hell he said, but he still won't talking about no abortion, basically. Like, he still won't like trying to do that. So I'm thinking like he was cool with it, you know. So then he get locked up. So the nigga get locked up and I didn't hear from him till like 2 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks after he got locked up. He called me and was like, everything good, you straight? I was like, yeah, I'm good, I'm straight, you good? He like, yeah, da 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 da. After that, I ain't hear from that nigga for 9 months. Like, literally, at that point, I was probably a month. And I ain't hear from him until after I ended up, no, he ended up following me when he, okay, so he got out. I know I'll be all over the place, y'all. I'm sorry. Bear with me. He ended up being locked up the whole time I was pregnant. I had my baby shower in May, the Mother's Day weekend in May 2021. And he ended up coming home in like, on like May 16th or something like that. So like a couple days after I had my baby shower. And he followed me on Instagram, like just being a creep. I don't even know if he followed me, but I know he was watching my story every day. Like watching my shit every day, trying to see what was going on with the baby and stuff. So, or me, just being nosy. You know how niggas is. And so I went into labor. Well, I got induced on like May 23rd. And I didn't have her until Friday, May 26th. I think, yeah. And yeah, he watched my labor, pretty much everything I posted on the internet. He was watching the whole time but didn't say shit. Like, he wasn't saying nothing. So mind y'all, the whole time I was pregnant, me and the girlfriend was like going back and forth. She telling me I don't know who my baby daddy is, I need to get a DNA test, da, 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 da. So, and then I was hearing stuff that people were saying that he said, but I mean, I'm not gonna repeat it because I don't know. I didn't hear him say that, so I don't know. Probably did, but so yeah, in my mind, once I had her, I'm like, ain't nobody finna tell me who the fuck my baby daddy is. Like, I know who I laid down and slept with, but you're not finna tell me I don't know who my baby daddy is. So in my mind, I'm ready to get a DNA test. Like, I'm ready to just put it all to rest. The whole time, bitches harassed me the whole time I was pregnant. So I just wanted to get that over with. Like, just throw it out there so, you know, it could be done. So after I had her, since he was watching my story, I ended up writing him and was like, you ready for a DNA test? Like, you gonna pay for it or how we gonna do it? And he was like, we can go have. I ended up finding a place. Then the girlfriend ended up writing like, or no, he wrote me and was like, nah, let's do it at this place. I guess she wanted to do it. I don't know if they didn't trust me to set it up or what. I don't know. That shit was just weird. But yeah, we got a DNA test and she was 99.9% his. And honestly, the first, like, after we got a DNA test in July. She was born in May, so she was 2 months when we did it. He didn't come around until she was like 6 months. Like, even after that, I used to like harass him on social media and blast him and talk shit to him, his mama, everybody. Like, and he didn't come around until she was like 6 months. And yeah, after that we kind of got cool. Well, actually we got really cool, because y'all say I be going to see the nigga in prison and shit. But yeah, it was rough. Like, it was rough. Even now, like, my baby daddy's in prison, in federal prison, so I'm still a single mom. Basically I've been a single mom for the whole 3 years. She about to be 3 in May. But it's okay. Like, he progressed a lot. He does claim her now. He ain't got no choice. She look just like him, so the nigga ain't really had no choice but to claim her. Back to that story, we got a DNA test. Chick story. I told y'all about the DNA test. I mean, after all of that happened, he came around, like, I would say like in August. He started being like a okay dad. Like, if I would call him and ask him for money or Pampers or something, he'll come through. But then at the same time, it was always like, even now, like, sometimes he was always like trying to make, I guess, 2 people happy, which you ain't got to worry about making me happy. I just want you to make your daughter happy. But I feel like he was kind of stuck trying to, even now, trying to make 2 people happy. But yeah, folks, I don't know if you learned anything from this story or what, but don't get pregnant by your sneaky link unless you want to go through all this rah-rah talk and trying to figure out or trying to prove you know who your baby daddy is and you know who you been laying down with, because people will try you like that. And some hoes don't be knowing who their baby daddy is for real. So I mean, I understand. That's why I won't trip him. As soon as I heard DNA test, let's get it, let's go right now. So what else I want to add, because it's really a lot to that story. It's really not, but it is. Like, it really is. It's not, but it is. But okay, I think I'm gonna end it on that note. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. If y'all want another story time, let me know, because I got stories for days, y'all. Like, I got a story about when I was 14 and it was just a whole lot. It was a lot. That's gonna have to be a different story time now, because that's more on the serious side. So I might get it to y'all one day. Yeah, I got a lot of story time. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to your girl channel. I'm trying to, you know, do my thing. Even if y'all don't like and subscribe, I do this shit for me to look back at and be like, this was you. Like, so yeah, I don't know, but I hope y'all do like and subscribe. And I hope you learned something. Don't be a dummy like me and get pregnant by a nigga that got a girlfriend, okay?